Hi, myself Apurva Jyoti. Today we are going to learn the next part of the lesson, that is part 2, the Cholas. So on the last class we have learned the about Vijay Mallya, the successor who have conquered the neighboring regions, and the kingdoms grew bigger in size and they became more powerful, right? Now we are going to learn about Rajaraja I, who is considered the most specialist, or who is considered the most powerful Chola ruler, and he became the king in the year 985 Common Era. He started expanding his control, means he started spreading, becoming bigger, expanding his control over most of these areas. Means in these most of the other areas he started getting control, he started gaining power in those areas. He also reorganized the administration of the empire. So he started making some changes in the empire, and he started making his own administrative rules, assisting people to do the work and all. He started reorganizing, he started arranging the things according to his interest. Rajaraja's son Rajendra I continued his policies and even conquered the Ganga Valley, Sri Lanka, and countries Southeast Asia, developing a navy for these expeditions. So, after Rajaraja, his son Rajendra I, he also continued the policies of his father, and he became powerful. He started getting control. He got control. He got power on Ganga Valley, on Sri Lanka, and other countries of Southeast Asian countries. He conquered. It means he got power on those countries, and then he developed a navy there. Means a force like navy force there. Spend uh, Splendid temples and bronze sculptures. So regarding temples, how were the temples at that time, how were they made, how they used to look, everything we are going to learn now. The big temples of Tanjavur and Gangikonda, Cholapuram, built by Rajaraja and Rajendra, are architectural and sculptural marvels. So the temples which are there at that time in Tanjavur and Gangikonda, Cholapuram were built. Those temples were built under Rajaraja and Rajendra. So these two, father and the son, they both like made the people to build this under their kingdom. These big temples of Tanjavur and Gangikonda, Cholapuram were constructed. Are architectural and sculpture. They made these temples so good by using different architecture work, sculptures. Like you can see the picture there, using different designs, different architects were there, using the idols of God they have made, right? Chola temples often became the nuclei or settlements which grew around them. So there they used to sit and settle the disputes. Means, and if any quarrel or misunderstanding is there, they used to gather there in the Chola temple and they used to solve that problems or disputes. They were also the center of craft production. So if they have done any craft work or any sort of thing is going on like exhibition there, they used to arrange in this Chola temple to present them, or to do the work of production, work of craft. They used to sit and do in the temple. Temples were also endowed with land by rulers as well as by others. So for these temples, rulers, different rulers, and the common people also used to give the land to the temple in the name of God, like that. The produce of this land went into maintaining the specialists who worked in the temple and were often lived near it, like priests, garland makers, cooks, sweepers, musicians, dancers, etc. So this the produce of this land. So whatever the land which the rulers or the other people are giving to the temple, no, using that land they started cultivating, and whatever the produce is coming, like it may be money or crop, whatever it is coming, no, they are used, that crop is used by all the workers there, like these sweepers will be there, musicians, they will be cooking for cooking person, they'll be feeding them, they'll be giving that, like for priests, garland makers, for all these people that produce whatever the money or the crop is there, they'll be dividing that for them so that they can live. In other words, temples were not only places of worship but also the hub of economic, social, and cultural life also. So, temples are not only for going and offering the prayer, they're also for earning economical wise. It's an economic hub because people will be coming and donating the money, giving money of their interest, means how much they want they'll be donating, like that. And social and cultural, sometimes all the people will be gathered for some or the other festival or some or the other meetings, some cultural works like dancing on during some festivals, like that. They'll be dancing and presenting dramas and all social life, people will be gathered, they'll be doing cultural things and they'll be discussing about their life, and every good thing they'll be discussing there, right? Amongst the craft associated with temples, the making of bronze images was the most distinctive. Chola bronze image are considered to be the finest in the world. So, teacher, not only different artists, even that temple has idols of God which are made of bronze. And Chola time at the time of Chola, the bronze idols which are made are considered the finest, means the best bronze idols of God in the world. Not only in that place, in the entire world, they were considered as finest bronze idols. While most images were of deities, means most of the images which they are died like god idols, they were arranging to the temple, right? So those idols are mostly of god only. Some images of devotees were made as well. So some of the devotees, like what do you say, the one who are very devoted, or only they'll be in the name of god, they'll be always chanting the god, such a super devotees will be there, no? For their idols are also being arranged there. If you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.